Hi, this is Commander Oliver Hardy, out in the black, and we are zooming towards our next jump point, which is one of my waypoints, let's say, on the way to Sagittarius A. So some of you will know what this jump is about to be. I am 22,998.11 distance from Sol, so I was hoping my last jump would have put me 23,000, but it didn't. So maybe this next one will do that. So I've been the last few hours in the, I don't know, Dumbay system, DUMBOOEA or something like, or IE or something like that. And so I'm now apparently in this AFAPE PB-A A96/11, and I will show you my next jump. And there it is, the Great Annihilator. Yep, which is, let's take a look on the old galactic map. It's just said a black hole. It's not like described as a massive black hole or anything like that. It just says black hole. So, okay. I'm distracted because my phone is silently ringing, but I'm not going to get it. Some people just don't know when to hang up. So, if we zoom out, I am there, and I'm pretty close to Sagittarius A. And I always wondered how far away the Great Annihilator was from Sagittarius A, so I might as well plot it right now, because it's going to be more or less the same distance. Oh, okay. That's not bad. 2,900. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little rundown of what's happened today, because it's been quite a roller coaster to get here. And I was sort of very kindly rescued by okay, let me tell you the story. So my ship had a little bit of damage on it. I was down to about 66% hull. I had every single heatsink full up, so I had one of two. Now I've got, by the way, the heatsinks don't come into this story, but I will explain, try to explain them anyway. The first one's out of ammo, the second one's got one already used up, and the bottom one's got two used up. So yeah, I've lost, I think, 5 heatsinks, isn't it? So I've been running on 66% hull and 98% power plant, because I had obviously you can't repair the power plant, and then using the autofill maintenance units to repair everything else. But if you come down to the power plant now, you'll see it's 100%. And how did I repair the hull? Oh, he must have docked. He must have gone back to Colonia and docked. No, he didn't. Okay, then he went back to somewhere else and docked. No, he didn't. Got destroyed and went back? No, he didn't get destroyed. So, I've been from Colonia most of the distance, I would say 80% of the distance, if not more, between Colonia and here has been done on the neutron highway, or a neutron highway, using the neutron router on the website. The website Neutron Router, which, if I remember, I'll leave a link in the video description. And you know, I've become pretty adept at jumping neutron star after neutron star, getting into the turbulent jet stream or the cone, and getting out again, and then leaping away, and not forgetting to occasionally drop off at a scoopable star in order to refuel. So it's kind of a rhythm you get into, and da 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 da. Until today, when I came across the worst type of neutron stars I've come to find out. When you jump into a neutron star, or a system containing a neutron star, they seem to come in different sizes. Some have got great big wavy cones right at you. Some of them have got great big fast spinny ones, looks like two walls of light. Some of them are small. Now the small ones that seem to be in the distance, they're the tricky ones, and I might start avoiding those. So there is a if you have the orbit lines on, which you should have if you're doing neutron star jumping, there is a rather large orbit line around a neutron star, which is the I don't know, I call it the orbit of influence. And if you get within that line, you will emergency stop, which is okay because you just build up a bit of heat and then you get back out again. But if you hit that emergency stop while you're inside the jet stream, you're pretty much screwed. Why? Because your ship begins, because first it jumps out of supercruise, so you've got no massive speed in order to get you out, and your ship is caught in the turbulence. You can't really get out of it. You don't have much joystick control. It's not, I don't think it's not impossible to escape, because I have seen it done, but I would say that was purely luck as well. And well, not purely luck, it was a mixture of luck and skill, but I have seen it done. And it's very difficult. Now your ship starts to tear itself apart, modules will start to fail, and then comes the issue that I have with this, and I understand why it's there. I understand, for example, when you're taking off from a planet or you want to escape, let's say you've emergency stopped next to a K-class or an M-class star and you want to get out, you of course you point as far as away from it as you possibly can, and in most cases the game gives you what's called an escape vector. Now when you're leaving a planet, the escape vector is pretty much vertically up. It's 180 degrees from the planet's surface. Same with the star. Now, what happened to me was my ship was tearing itself apart, so I hit the super cruise button and it charged all the way up and it was ready to go. But then it said align with vector, and I struggled and I couldn't do it, and my ship was tearing itself apart, and I was trying to align with the vector, and I thought, screw the vector. Why do we have this vector? You can't reach it anyway. Just let me, I don't know. It doesn't boost until you have full throttle on anyway. So let me just have the throttle just below the maximum, right? So it's maybe one, like, let's say here, for example, there's maximum. So I bring it down one there. So let's say it's there. And then I'm struggling with the ship, trying to get it out. And the moment I think I'm in a good spot, I throttle up and it engages the FSD and it jumps me out. I'll take my chances. Let me take my chances, because I know the alternative is an imminent death. So this vector, I don't know, unless you just happen to be facing it, but if it's you know, all the way down, all the way up, you pretty much got little chance. So I just couldn't get my ship down to the vector at all. And but while I was trying, of course, the FSD then failed, so I had no FSD left. Then the heat sinks went, which is not an explanation for my missing heat sinks, by the way. That's a different thing. And then the canopy breached. I didn't see the glass come in, but it was cracked and it said canopy breach, but I didn't actually see anything. And I logged out. And I still had to wait that 15 seconds because my ship was in danger, and I just had to hope that in that 15 seconds that my ship wasn't going to be destroyed. So I logged out. Now here's the thing, if you're caught in a jet stream like that and you log out, when you log back in, you will be back in the jet stream. It's not like your ship's going to be magically you know, transported outside of it. You will be back in the jet stream and your ship will continue to tear itself apart. Okay? And knowing that, I thought, well, the moment I log back into this account, I'm screwed. Now, I'm already not using the Rusty Dog account right now because it's a motivation thing, really. You know, I'm just a bit demotivated with Elite at the moment, which is why I'm in this account doing exploration, because it's the only thing I've got to cling on to right now, and I'm only doing this because I was so utterly bored earlier that I decided to come in and finish my trip to the Great Annihilator, hence I'm here. So I took a bit of a chance, and I didn't think it was going to work, and I sent a ticket in to Frontier, and I just asked them, can you save my ship? And I explained what happened. I explained that I'd made this, well, what I explained was that which was true, is that the orbit of influence line on the neutron star that I was, you know, going into its stream hadn't popped up. So I couldn't gauge where its outside limits were, and it was one of those small neutron stars, right? So I'm going into the cone as normal. You know, I don't venture too far in, I just go a little way in, and then as soon as I'm in line with roughly the top of the jet stream, I'll turn in and go into the cone. And I was flicking the orbit line button on and off because I wasn't seeing this orbit of influence line, and it just wasn't coming on. So I just thought, oh well, I'll just go straight in as normal. And as soon as I got in the jet stream, bang, the ship just started tearing itself apart inside the stream. And I thought, oh, you've got to be kidding me. It's emergency stopped and I'm stuck inside this thing. And I thought, I had nothing to gauge it by. I had nothing popped up. You know, it's like sometimes when you're trying to fuel scoop, it takes a little while for the orbit line around the star, if you want to call it an orbit line, to pop up. Sometimes it's there straight away. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But on this particular neutron star, I just never saw one. So I obviously must have touched it or gone into it or something. And so I asked Frontier. I said, "Look, can you please save my ship? Can you move it outside of the jet stream?" I said, you know, you don't have to repair it because I'll do that myself with the AFMs, but I said if you can move it out, I said, because otherwise I'm just gonna put this game down, because it's just you know, I'm holding on with my fingertips right now, and this exploration is the only thing I've got. I said, I don't mind losing all my exploration data. I said, what I don't want is to have to cover all that distance from Colonia again. That's what's going to pee me off. And it might be a while before I come back to the game. And I didn't think they were going to do it, to be honest. I thought they're going to say, no, this is not something we can do. And it's a Sunday, so I thought, well, I'm going to be out for a couple of days because it's a bank holiday tomorrow, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, they did get back to me I don't know, quite quickly. They didn't take very long. It was maybe about an hour or so. And they emailed me back and they said, you know, that they've looked at my past records, my career in Elite Dangerous, and they basically said that, you know, I've never asked for help before, which is true. I've never really asked Frontier for any help in the game. So they thought it was okay to help me out in this case. And the guy said, I've moved the ship outside, I think. He said, you'll have to go in and test it, but if anything's dodgy, come back and let me know. And he said, I've also repaired your ship fully. I thought, wow. So I went back in the game and I thought I could be back in the jet stream here, I don't know. And I got back in the game and I was safely outside. I was 50 light seconds away from the neutron star and my ship was 100% repaired. I'm assuming I've got my exploration data, I don't know. So Frontier did me a massive favor today and rescued the ship, because otherwise I would have been back at Colonia and I would have been so brassed off about it. What with that and all the other things that I'm brassed off about. So that would have been, yeah. And also, because I was only on 66% hull, my plan was that after I'd visited the Annihilator and gone to Sagittarius A, that I would then return to Colonia for repairs. And I don't have to do that now. Or do I? Because my heat sinks. I noticed since I got my ship rescued that I am down 5 heat sinks. Now I'm not going to mention it to Frontier because I'm just happy to get the ship back. So I'll survive on the 3 that are left. I hadn't used any up to this point anyway, so I'm okay. So I was around 1,400 light years away from the Great Annihilator when I got rescued. And I said, screw the neutron stars, I'm just doing normal jumps. So I've done 20 jumps to get here, just a bit over 20 jumps, 20, 24, 25 jumps to get here. And now we're 1 jump away. So that's basically the story of what's happened today. It's been a down and then an up. So I'm going to get up close and personal with the Great Annihilator, and I hope that's not going to damage my ship or destroy it. I've got the ship at 100%. I'd rather keep it that way. Everything's here at 100, so I would really like to keep it that way if I can. That'd be nice. So okay. So yeah, massive thanks to Frontier. I mean, you saved my bacon today. Big time. Big time. So yeah. And yeah, obviously there's been no live streams for 2 weeks because I can't. I've got no content, guys. I just, you know, I haven't bothered with the beta because there's nothing there for me. But we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, I'll probably think of something. But I don't want to keep repeating the same things, doing the same things. I want something fresh and I can't think of anything. Anyway, that's enough chit chat and chinwag, so let's jump into the Great Annihilator. And I will be hitting the brakes the moment I hit the jump key. Here we go, guys. I've not seen this myself, obviously. I don't know how big it is or how different it is. I don't know what it looks like compared to Sag A. I don't know what it looks like compared to other black holes. We'll see. Will it take me 23,000 distance to Sol, or will it drop? Who knows? I've already hit the brakes on the ship. It's probably going to pull me in, but I've hit the brakes anyway. Oh my god, it looks like it hasn't disengaged. There it is. Okay, it's pretty big, and I'm moving in at quite a rate as well, considering that my ship is all but stopped. I'm guessing this might be the only thing in the system. I don't know. No, it's not. The Great Annihilator A. Oh, look at all this. That's another one. There's another black hole here. Okay. Right, obviously, while the ship is stopped like this, we'll take a look outside. Oh wow, we're already getting, already getting some lensing effects, and look at how it's bent. Look at how it's curved the Magellan Cloud thing. It's just completely curved it. Oh, look at that all around. Look at this, the influence it's got round there. Look, there's one of the Magellan Clouds, but look at the other one. It's just completely bent it. Oh, I'm going to be going in very slowly here, guys. I seriously don't. I also want to keep an eye on my heat. But yes, there is another black hole, and it's going to be 210,000 light seconds. Of course, I'm going to be going there. I mean, without question, I'm going to be going there. Oh, look at this lensing on the side here. Look at this. Whoa. Now the heat on the ship. This ship runs pretty cool, so I'm hoping I'm going to be okay. I'm just letting it. I don't really want to accelerate. I know I'm going to have to, but you're going to try and avoid that if I can. Let's see if we can just whiz around this. Can I get a decent shot back there? You see the Magellan Cloud looks like it's become part of the black hole because it's wrapped it around itself, sort of. Ew. Ew. Yeah. Let's have a look up here. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can see that. You see how it's. We're gonna have to get closer in, aren't we? Well, we're already at 2. I'm just gonna leave this speed, I think. It's wow. It's because of what's around it. Look at how much of space it's kind of curved. You see that cloud? That's not the black hole. That's just what's around it. Look at this. It's like some jellied eyeball. I haven't moved this. I haven't accelerated yet. Oh, please. So far the heat on the ship hasn't changed. Oh, look at this effect. That's awesome. I think I should probably stay outside the ship, but I need to keep an eye on temp as well. I don't want the temperatures to. Oh, look at this. Wow. Oh my goodness. I am literally just allowing the ship to be sucked in. Oh, wow. Now that lensing of the cloud has gone all the way around the black hole there. It seems I've stopped at 723 and my temperature is going down, I hope now. And I don't think I've sustained any damage. Look at that lensing! Let me get this on the mouse here. Hold on, I'm gonna... Holy hell. That's some serious pulling power right there. Wow. It's like the Mysterons. Yeah. I think if you're younger than 45, you might not know what I'm talking about. Let's have a go outside. No, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. I want to be under complete control of this ship. Now, I may have to just zoom out in order to get everything in. Because I'm obviously taking screenshots here. Yeah, it does. It just looks like a massive eyeball. And it's when you do this, ooh. Holy, look at that. Would you think on its own that that was an Elite Dangerous screenshot? I mean, this is how much of space has been warped around it. Imagine what Sagittarius A is like then. Because Sagittarius A is, well, this, but let's take a look at details, which we can't do from there. We're gonna, yeah, here we go. So the Great Annihilator. Be nice to have had some information about it here, but 2 million years, solar mass is 198,000. I don't know what the rest are. Orbital eccentricity, orbital inclination. Inclination's obvious. The arg, is it argument? Or arg, something of periapsis. Solar masses. Solar radius. 0.00, wow. So it's, in other words, it's 0.0008 times smaller than our sun, but it's almost 200 times more mass. Yeah, that's quite a bit different. And there's another one right there, which we'll be going to. I don't think it's anything like the Great Annihilator. I don't even know what this one would be called, but I'm guessing that this one is one of the far away ones. Now, the hood? Yeah, it is, but we'll take a look at that. But I'm not done with the Great Annihilator yet, because we need to step in a bit closer. The problem is going to be monitoring the heat. Because escaping from this as well is going to generate heat as you FSD into supercruise. So I might need a heatsink here, and I definitely may need one at Sagittarius A, that being the case. So there's 2 of my 3 heatsinks gone already. So I may have to go back to Colonia, or if there's any other landable places, or bases, I should say, along the way. So let's just venture in a little bit. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to boost once. Now obviously the heat's gone up because of the boosters, but now I'm just going to settle it back down again. Because I will reach the exclusion zone at some point, but I don't know. But normally, on normal black holes, I think you're normally around 4 kilometers out, isn't it? Or 40? Before you hit the exclusion zone. I mean, this is like, it's placed me it's dropped me out at 720 odd kilometers out. Which is massive compared to normal black holes. Yeah, I'm still at 50%. You do not want to hit supercruise now, not facing this way. Okay, so just using the standard thrusters isn't changing the heat, but it will also make for a decent other shot. So this is going into the Annihilator. I just want a bit more of a side shot. But look, it looks like the smoke of the smoke trail of the ship is in front of it. Is the black hole sucking the smoke from the thrusters into it? That is so weird. The thrust from my engines, or the smoke from the thrust from my engines, seems to be getting there before it is. Unless it's because I've got the bleeding light. The light beams, I don't know what the hell this is. That is so weird. Let me just move the ship. Yeah, it is, look, it is the trail from the engines. But it's in front of the ship. That's awesome. It's awesome that Frontier have got that effect in there, that it's actually managing to I don't know, my engine throttle is getting is getting there before I am. Okay. Ah, I've hit the body exclusion zone already. Okay, and that's 713. So I can't get in any closer than this. That's probably why the engine smoke, or whatever you want to call it, is there. So we might as well power down the engines. We can't get any closer. Okay, well, there it is, guys. The Great Annihilator. I had to come here before Sagittarius A. I mean, I just had to do this one. It's not one you want to miss out. But I love all this lensing stuff. That's just brilliant. Look at that. Whoa. Now where's it gone? It's like it's disappeared. That is so awesome. It's certainly, I mean, this, up to now, this is obviously the biggest black hole I've been, I better get my words right here. Look at the distance to Sol, 23,000 exactly. Yeah, this is the largest black hole that I've come across on my travels exploring space. Let's go up. It's like a little, I don't know what that is. Looks like a ball with something coming up it. Awesome. And if I was to just speed up a bit and just go around to the back of the ship. Oh yeah, man. I mean, this is like screenshot heaven. This is because you can't get this screenshot anywhere else. Maybe Sagittarius A, but this white, this is the Magellan clouds, or the image of the Magellan clouds just being completely wrapped around. The hell's that come up on Steam? Just being completely wrapped around. Ugh. The I don't know, space-time. I don't know. I'm not a cosmologist, but I know what I see, and it's cool. I like it. Yeah. See, we can zoom a bit further in now, and also get a bit further in. So that, guys, is the Great Annihilator. So I'm assuming that the other black hole is just going to be called something like eighth ape 1, 2, 3 or something. Right, I'm definitely going to be going down here, so I may as well explore everything here. Now, I need to get out of this, so I shouldn't have locked that in. So to get out from the black hole as safe as possible is to lock it in place. And then you need to turn around so that the gyroscope dot becomes hollow. There it is. And goes to the middle. And that's us directly behind the Annihilator. Sorry, I'm just going to have a quick peek. Ooh. So yeah, I wanted a shot of the front of the ship. So I don't think oh yeah, you can see it. Let me zoom in. I'm trying to figure out these controls. Do you see that the sparks there? See if we can get a bit more of a side shot here and a bit further up. Okay, and if we just do this. Wow, it looks like a sparkler's about to fizzle out. All right, let's get a back shot of this. So we'll just get this thing straight from the side. That effect, I tell you what, that effect looks very different to what I'm used to seeing. I don't know whether the black hole's influence is having anything on that, or maybe it's just the angle that I'm looking at it. Maybe just the angle. Okay. Right. So we need to just get some distance. We're not getting very much away. We're still 744. I don't have much of a boost thing, so I'm just going to boost a couple of times just to try and gain a little bit of distance. I like that the distance to Sol and between the Great Annihilator and Sol is exactly 23,000 light years to the decimal place. So I wonder what my max distance from start is now then. I haven't really looked. I wonder if it has hit the 23,000. Max distance from start, there you go, 23,001. That's the most I've ever done so far, and that's just going to keep on climbing. Systems visited, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on Captain's log, although you can't see it at the moment, which is what I'm looking at when I say distance to Sol is 23,000. This is my 1,001st jump. However, that's not quite true because there's been a couple of times where I've gone into the game and done a few jumps and then realized that I didn't run Captain's log first. So I reckon I've missed about 25 odd jumps, really, 25, maybe 30 jumps. Okay. So we're going to need to stay at full throttle because in order to hit Super Cruise you need to be at full throttle anyway. So as long as we don't go over 100%, we won't cook anything. If it looks like we're getting in danger, I'll stop the FSD and we'll work out a different way to get out of here. Right, so we should be okay though, but let's go anyway. 70. Now space is going to do something very strange now. Here we go, here we go, here we go. It's going to suck in and blow out again. I probably should get this from outside, right? Whoa! What does that look like from outside? Well, I think what we'll do is maybe find out in Sagittarius A. But I also want to be sure that I'm not going to overheat. But that was okay. I got to 75%. So I'm okay with that. Okay, so I'm going to explore the other ones, and if the other black hole is of any interest other than being a black hole that most of us have probably seen anyway, then I'll record it. Otherwise, this will be the end of this particular little video. So yeah, I hope that's brought you up to date, and the next time we check in with this account, unless anything majorly interesting pops up, will be when I hit Sagittarius A in just under 3,000 light years time. So I'll see you then. Bye bye. Okay, so we're approaching this other black hole, which will be Great Annihilator 2 or Great Annihilator 3 or something like that. And you can see already the little cloud that it's kind of warped around it, I think. And we're a fair distance out. Still 30,000 light seconds away. But so far we have Great Annihilator A, A1, A2. So I'm going to guess that this might be A3 or B, Great Annihilator B, probably. I don't know. We'll see. But because I'm not just jumping into the system and having this in front of me, I've got to really kind of be careful on the throttle here and slow down at the right time so that it doesn't bang into an emergency stop and drop my hull down to 99%. So I think it's visible more from here clearly, because you can see the bright spot there, if you want to call it that, where the black hole is kind of, I don't know, pulling everything in, I guess, like in the same manner that the Great Annihilator did. Like we've got two bodies down there, two stars, I think. You can clearly see them moving, and two up there, and a third one, I think, a little tiny one. But it's almost like they're moving like at a warped pace. No, I better be careful here. I don't know how big this black hole is. It won't be as big as the Great Annihilator, I wouldn't have thought. It'll be a slightly less Greater Annihilator. It'll be a little bit Great Annihilator. Or the not so Great Annihilator. Well, there could have been Great Annihilator, but actually wasn't great. The other one. Yeah. Good thing they don't have those naming conventions. If we turn off the I guess it'll become more prominent very shortly, but I'm not quite sure how this one's going to look or how big it is in comparison. It's probably going to look very similar in size to a lot of other black holes that I've been to, but because we're in the thick of deep dense space with lots of nebulous cosmic cloud around us, you're going to see more lensing effects than you would perhaps from a black hole that's a little ways outside the bubble, because we're right in the thick of space here. I mean, you're not seeing a myriad of stars here like you do normally. Let me just nip it into the blue zone, see if we can find something. That mass of stars you normally find, you see, when you're out in deep space. I mean, they're there, but tiny, but it's not like loads and loads and loads of stars which you get once you venture into deep space. They're not really there or visible. Not to me, anyway. Okay, we're going to have to start being a bit careful. I'd just like to play it very cautious here. Once we start getting into megameters, I'm going to slow this thing right down. Because this is not a planet that we're approaching. It's already starting the scan, so that's going to make me a little bit nervous. In fact, now is a good time to back off, because once we get the scan complete, I'll be able to get the information of how powerful this thing is compared to the Annihilator, or at least its solar masses and whatnot. Oh, it stopped scanning. What happened there? I've been going forwards. It was scanning and then it stopped. Okay. There it is. Why did it stop? I'm going to try and redo that. No, it's not scanning it. It did start, right? I mean, yeah. Okay. I'm going to move in very carefully here. I don't want to be going very quick. I don't want to be going more than 1,000 kilometers per second when this thing breaks out into normal space. Oh, it looks kind of sizable even from here. Isn't it funny how two black holes like this will exist within the same system? Okay, let's have a look outside. Bearing in mind we are still in Super Cruise, and wow, it's got, oh wow, this has got some power. Look at all this. I mean, I'm going right up here. There we go, went all the way around. Yeah, look at the size of the lensing on this thing. Jeez. It looks to be bigger. Can it be? Nah. That's a nice screenshot, eh? And it's moving. There we go. I dropped out. Oh, look at that! I don't want to move. And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful angle. Oh, that's just gorgeous. I don't want to lose that. It looks like I don't know what it looks like. A plum with a big bite out of it. Whoa, that's killer. That's just been... Right, I'm going to do a high-res screenshot. Does anybody get this when they do a high-res screenshot? Watch this. It still does the shot though. If you look at, if I go into my folder and look at, it has done the shot. That is awesome. That looks like a hole that a Thargoid's about to come out of. Wow. I may open my ship for multi-crew and invite one of my friends in. Next destination. Oh. How far am I away from that? Have I been? That's a... where are we? Over there. How far am I? Oh, okay. I'm only 2,000 light years from there. Where's that in comparison to me? Oh, it's back the other way. Oh, dang. Well, I'm going to have to go there, I think. Go back here and then go to Sag, because from Sagittarius A, I'm going out. Unless there's a place to land. Because look at this nebula. That looks awesome. Ah, I should have headed there first. It actually says it there. I marked it next destination. It was meant to be there before. Oh, that's too far away. It was meant to be there before. I was meant to go there before the Great Annihilator, and I forgot. Okay, so I can dock. There's a place 9,000 light years away where I can dock. But Colonia is closer than that. Anyway. Alright, so I'll be back. Okay, well there's the two Annihilator black holes. So I'll be back when I land at my next place. I'm just debating whether to go back 2,000 light years, which is about 40 jumps. Because then I've got to go forwards again, which means 80 jumps. Okay, I'll think about it. Because I'd like to see that nebula, because this is the closest I'm going to be to it. Because I won't be coming back this way. So I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.